We're back with employment, and in this we are going to talk about the informalization of workforce. So, a quick revision: what is workforce? Workforce is all the labor which works, all the able-bodied people who are actually working from 15 to 60 years here in India. So they constitute the workforce. Now, what is informalization? That means in the workforce, the workforce works in two sectors. That is the formal sector and the informal sector. Formal sector is the organized sector. Informal is the unorganized sector. So, informalization means that the workforce of the informal workers to the total workforce rises, which is not a good thing. So we classify, so let me just again tell you what it is, so you can see for yourself. So informalization is defined as a situation where percentage of workforce in the formal sector tends to decline and that in the informal sector tends to rise. Now in the informal, we talk about formal workers. They form the organized sector. So it includes all government departments, public enterprises and private establishments which hire 10 or more workers. So these are known as formal workers. And informal sector, it refers to the unorganized sector of the economy. So it includes all such private enterprises which hires less than 10 workers, besides farming and self-employment ventures. Mostly though they don't even have any hired workers. So those working in this or unorganized sectors, this is known as the informal workers. So basically we find that formal workers are entitled to social security benefits like provident fund, gratuity, pension, etc. And the informal workers, they are not entitled to any such security benefits. So formal workers, they can form trade unions, so they have a better bargaining power. And informal workers cannot form any trade unions. Then formal workers are protected by various labor laws, and they are also against the uncertainties of the market, but here they are not protected by any labor laws. So they are vulnerable to the uncertainties of the market. So if the market fluctuates, they are gone. They can be told to leave. So that is the basic thing that we see. So the formal workers are better off than the informal workers, and over this period of time, instead of having a formalization of workforce, we are moving towards informalization. Now, even looking at this is how we can see. Now look at this, the distribution of workforce as you see. What do you notice here? So it's an old table, say, or 2012 or something. So in the homework thing, I've written for you to do a little homework, find out the most recent one. So here we find that 6% of the workforce are formal, 93.7% is the informal. So you can imagine how much more we have to really work to get the workforce into the formal sector. So then, talking about this, you can see that what are the problems of the informal sector. That one is that workers and enterprises in the informal sector do not get regular income. Second, they do not have any protection or regulation from government. Workers are dismissed without any reason and no compensation. And technology used in the informal sector enterprises is outdated. Then the informal sector enterprises do not maintain any accounts. Workers of this sector live in slums, basically. So this is what we see in informalization of the workforce.